Welcome back. This is a field boot review, and as I'm looking at the field boots that arrived in 2021, this is the last and arguably the best of the bunch. Now, this is the Edward Green Galway. Now, I elected to get this first Galway for me in the London grain. I really like the way that this looks. This is a Delapper calf that has been buffed with this really very cool, intricate pattern to give it a very nice texture. Now, there's a lot of different ways of looking at this, but I think that it is just a really soft way of building the boot, and really do feel like it's just a great style. It doesn't require a lot of polish, although I am going to try to do some interesting stuff with it here over the coming weeks. Now, as I look at this, there's a couple things I really want to point out. First, when you look at the way that the boot is constructed, you'll notice that the shaft is unlined and that lining goes all the way down to the footbed. So it's like they take that all the way down and then they put this piece on top of it. That is different than all of the imitators, and there are a lot of imitators to this particular style. Also, you'll notice this part here is relatively low on the foot. Some of the other ones come up quite a bit higher, and that the whole piece does. So it really has a more balanced, much more elegant, sophisticated look of this particular boot. Now, the reinforcement here, the way that this is constructed, the width, sorry, I'll have to not move it around, and it'll come back into focus. The width of this piece here, the way it comes narrow, really all impacts the fit. And when it comes together, it's just a very conforming fit to the foot, which is really good for me. So very excited with these. They're day-night soles. They're very good. Now, they are pricey, and that's something that you have to think about. Also, this is an 82 last. I feel like I could have sized down on this last. It is a little bit on the generous side. So, but I am wearing thick socks with it, so it does work pretty well for me. And the color match on the hardware here, on the eyelets and the speed hooks, is very, very good. I also like the way they're spaced. A lot of the imitators have them much closer together, which makes them harder to tie, and I think leads to a less sophisticated, less rugged look. And at the end of it, that's part of it as well, is that you want it to look like a very, very high quality boot. Not necessarily like an expensive boot, but you do really want it to look like, you didn't settle for anything and they just made a great boot. And that's really the way I look at these, is that is absolutely key. Look at the construction, the depth of the stitching, the density of the stitching, the way that it's basically in a channel. Just because of the tension that they did and the closeness that they did here, just looks very, very good. And again, very, very solid. The welt thickness here is tremendous. They did a very, very nice job. Now, you would expect it, right? This is not an inexpensive boot. These run about $1,700. And, for my first real full review after wearing them 5-6 times, I can say that they've lived up to my expectations. The expectations were high, but I'm not going to be able to sit here and say that this is a good value compared to $400 or $500 ones that look very, very similar. But this leather is unique. I've never seen it anywhere else. And the quality is absolutely incontrovertible. They do a very, very nice job. This is Wisconsin Shoe Guy, and I'm out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.